In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to condense your sales cycle within your home service business, whether you sell roofing, patios, pool installations, side installations, window installations, concrete painting, whatever you guys currently sell right now within your home service business. As long as it's a couple $1,000s, this video is for you. It's probably going to be the most valuable video you probably watched over the last 2 years on this specific topic, and we're going to be talking about some really high level advanced shit today. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Paul. I'm the founder at Park Group Media, and over the last 2 years I've spent and managed closer to $1 million over on Facebook, Instagram, and Google ads, and generated 8 figures respectively for our clients. In this video I'm going to talk about two lessons I learned on how to actually condense your sales cycle. Now, first of all, why should you even condense your sales cycle or decrease your sales cycle? Let's say your sales cycle right now is 30 days. Why do you want it to be like 14 days? Well, the more money that comes into your bank account faster, the more money you can reinvest back into the business, whether it's on marketing, payroll, whatever the hell it is, to grow the business. So basically, the whole entire purpose of the video is to get your cash flow coming in a little bit faster. So I want you guys to walk out with this video with 2 tangible things that you can directly implement within your business. And by the way, if you're spending right now currently like maybe $50 to $30 a day on ads, currently this video probably isn't for you because, you know, what I'm talking about right here, it's just not even the budget. Right now to even, implement this strategy. You're spending a couple $100s a day on ads, maybe $400, $500 a day on ads currently, or you're pushing, 10, 15, all the way up to 6 figures a month on a marketing budget. This video probably is for you. So I see a lot of guys, spending, maybe 20, 30K a month. I've talked to a lot of companies and they don't have the strategy kind of set in place, and then they wonder why, cold traffic leads are so hard to fucking close versus referrals and warm leads. So let's get right into it. So the 2 biggest things, what actually shortens the gap between lead to close? Well, number 1 is retargeting. What you want to build is a full funnel ecosystem that warms the leads up before they even meet you guys. I'm sure you guys have a lot of automations over on the back end with different things, but it works. What we want to do is add on top of it to decrease it as much as possible and get the probability to, make it from a 30-day sales cycle to like maybe 18, 17 days. Those days make it a lot easier for you to ram a lot of cash right back into the business. Second thing is speed to price. So let's get right into it. So quote on the day of the estimate, close the deal before the competition even calls back. Let's get right into it. So number 1, retargeting and differentiation. The goal is pretty simple with retargeting ads. By the time they meet you, they should already trust you by retargeting these people as much as possible. And I'm going to show you exactly the strategy that you need to do and the audience that you need to set up within your ads manager, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. So what most companies run is they run a top of funnel ad and they have no retargeting campaign set up over on the back end, and they wonder why leads go so fucking cold. Maybe they got a couple automations like I just mentioned, but it doesn't really do the job. People really don't consume a lot of the automations until you force feed it. And there's a specific way how we force feed it down to the leads versus, you sending out an email or like a text or anything like that. I'll show you that. If you haven't watched a video how to increase your guys' lead quality, there's a video right here on the channel that you can watch. You probably should watch that first to get a little bit of context because we're going in depth on one topic. I did talk about that on that video. So retargeting. Well, how do you set up a bottom of funnel retargeting campaign? Well, what you want to basically do is people who clicked on the lead form in the last 90 days, if you go to your Facebook ads manager, you could pull up a custom audience and make a custom audience actually, and put in 90 days people who filled out the lead form, whether if it's a lead form conversion, it's a landing page conversion, people who filled out a survey on the landing page. I'm assuming you have a pixel set up, or even a CAPI set up, conversions API. If you don't, you should probably set that up if you're maximizing for conversion. Actually want high quality leads versus a lot of shitty leads, because a lot of people, you just turn on maximize amount of leads getting over into ad set managers. That's their bid strategy, and they absolutely just get rammed on, especially if they're spending like 10, 15, 20, 40, 50K a month on marketing right now. So I would absolutely urge you to set up a conversion pixel, conversion API. So basically, once you have all of that kind of set up, you want to make an audience. Last 90 days, people who clicked on the form, people who clicked out, filled out a survey, or you could go even in depth and upload a custom list of people who actually booked in an estimate for you guys. So you get that audience. Now it's going to be a small sample. It's not going to be like a 2,000 people or like, even 10,000 people, unless you're doing 10,000 estimates in the last 90 days, which probably means that you've doing really well for your business. But most of the guys I'm going to be talking to within this video, watching this video, are maybe getting anywhere between 100 to 200 estimates on a month-to-month basis. So what you want to do is, number one, this is going to increase your guys' show up, right? Increase your guys' trust in the business and differentiate your guys' company. So let's actually analyze why people buy. So why do referrals buy faster than cold traffic leads? Well, it's pretty simple, because somebody, vouched them. And vouching essentially means social proof. What we want to ram down within the leads is as much social proof as much as possible. I'm not going to sit here in this strategy, I made this up or anything like that. By the way, this is directly from Jeremy Haynes, called the Hammer Them strategy, that he currently uses in the online marketing world. He's probably the number one guy in the digital online marketing space that I specifically derived and, came up with little things, but all credit to him. With all due respect, Jeremy Haynes is a fucking goat right now. So what you want to do is basically run video testimonials. Now, not images, not like Google reviews or anything. Like, people really don't care about images. Now, what's going to happen is within your ads manager over on Meta, you're going to see your frequency skyrocket. And maybe your frequency right now at 1.5, 2 frequency. You're going to see that shit go to like 5, 6, 7, 10 frequencies just because you're hammering them as much as possible, basically. So with that custom audience, people who book into the estimates in the last 90 days, or you could get even more granular, 30 days or 14, 50. You could have different custom audiences, and as soon as they book in the estimate, they're just going to get hit with your guys, enter your guys' ecosystem. They can't escape you guys. Every time they're scrolling on Facebook and Instagram, by the way, my scrolling time is probably like 2 hours a day. I consume a couple good bit of ads, and I run a freaking business. What do you think the average homeowner does? They're always consuming over on Facebook, Instagram, and not really much Google, Facebook. They're always consuming. That's the platform. Not much on TikTok. We got the boomer generation, which is the homeowners that you guys need to target. They're on Facebook and Instagram a lot of the times. I would say millennials a little bit more on Instagram, but boomers, like 50, 60-year-old people, they're mostly likely to be over on Facebook. So they're consuming a lot of shit nonetheless. So what you want to do is you want to handpick video testimonials. Show clients who match your ideal customer profile. Now, I'm assuming that within your guys' business right now, you guys have an ICP document. If you guys don't have that set up, I would literally urge you to set that up. What is your guys' ideal customer profile? Get into the weeds of it. Why are they, what's their biggest problem? I would urge you to make a document, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. Pretty much. So you want to run testimonials, and the people based on, their ethnicity or anything like that, or the type of project they're looking to do, you can make different custom audiences, or get a spreadsheet and upload that type of audience, whether they opted in for, maybe for, financing option, or maybe they opted in for a retail roof. Let's say for roofing, for example, financing option versus, a retail roof. You could have two different audiences, upload two different lists, and retarget them and have different video testimonials. Let's say for financing option, you're only talking about, Linda over here, she got a new roof for fucking $55 a month or $75 a month, whatever the hell that you guys charge. Versus, we got, Mrs. Brooke over here. She's got her brand new $1 million house, complete roof replaced at a reasonable price. Like, you want your testimonials to basically show clients who's basically going out to the estimates. You don't want to show a random testimonial about talking about some pole installation when, you're selling roofing or anything like that. So what you want to basically do is, what they see themselves or what they're opted into the quote for, those are the only type of video testimonials, and you could segment it by audience. Now, what you want to do, most people are going to do is they're just going to duplicate the campaign and then run it as a lead form. Guys, lead form is specifically designed to get leads. Right now, we are not trying to get leads. We are trying to have them consume as much content as possible and get a shit ton of social proof and ram it down the prospect's throat. That's all we're trying to do. So you run as a messenger campaign. Messenger placements have a fraction of the CPM versus lead forms, landing page, or anything like that. You can reach the same type of warm audience at a lower cost, and they start interacting with your guys' Instagram page. They start interacting with your guys' message. Let's say they had an estimate that came in. Let's say they booked on June 1st. Their estimate's coming on June 14th. No shit, they're going to interact with your guys' business. They're probably going to consume the most amount of content. By the time your estimator shows up, yeah, well, I've been just consuming a lot of things, man. you guys really do phenomenal work and everything, like, just because it becomes like a referral lead, just because it consumes so much fucking content on you guys. So the highest leverage activity that you could do on a day-to-day basis is make a shit ton of content on your guys' business. And that is going to drive your business so much further than you would ever think. That's why I'm making this type of video. That's why I'm even investing money into content right now, because I know content right now is king. By the way, content right now, whether you run a home service business, online, whatever type of business you run, content is king. So that's how you set up the bottom of funnel campaign. So this justifies your guys' price before you guys show up. Your marketing must show quality. If your ideal client's making $1 million a year, they got a $5 million house, your marketing just needs to be dialed in. It just needs to show quality. Your ads, your landing page, your retargeting content need to signal that you guys do premium work, not cheap, not average. And you want to only show your ideal customer profile testimonial, like I just mentioned. Let's say a 20K bathroom remodel client attracts more 20K clients. Maybe it was a 5K bathroom remodel. They don't really give a shit. Their bathrooms, like, they want the bathroom to be all nice. They don't want to see like a little just turnover or anything. They want to see something fancy. Vice versa. Whoever your guys' ideal customer is, you don't want to show up like a 50K bathroom, 20K bathroom remodel when they only budget like 5K. They know they can't afford it, and that's your ideal customer profile. You hit them with a financing option. So social proof equals price justification. Testimonials from an ideal client profile do the selling before the estimate. They trust you before you knock on the door because they see proof. Don't tell, show. The goal: arrive pre-sold. By the time you step foot in the estimate, price objections are pretty much softened, and the ecosystem did its magic. That's what you want to create. You want to create an ecosystem where leads consume your guys' content as much as possible over on Facebook, Instagram, Google. And this is how you actually win in the digital space right now. If you want a home service business, I told you I'm going to be dropping a lot of golden nuggets today. I'm going to be talking about a lot of high level shit. So let's get right into it. And what I'm about to say in the next, maybe 30 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. Maybe you already got this set in place, but a lot of companies I do talk to, they don't have this really dialed in to a T. So let's get right into it. Speed to price. Now, a lot of people hear speed to lead. So what the fuck is speed to price? Well, you want to quote on the same day of the estimate. Man, I've seen companies cracking, $15-20 million a year. They don't even, like, their sales, I'm not sure how even they got to that point, but they got to that point. But they're quoting, they send a quote maybe 24 hours after the day, which they're like, oh my God, it's so... Your competition is quoting them on the same day of the estimate. If they're really dialed in, if they're really dialed in, your competition is quoting the same day. And let's say you send out an email, $24,000. How are you going to handle an objection? It's too expensive over an email or over a phone call. They're going to ghost you if it's too expensive. They have a hidden objection that you don't even cover on the day of the estimate. So speed to price is super fucking important. You want to quote on the day of the estimate. Every day you wait to set a price, you lose ground to competition because you can't handle any objections. You can't close the deal. Now, if this is like some high sales pressure tactic you guys don't want to do, by all means, you guys got your own thing. But if you want to put a lot more significant cash within your bank account, you need to give them the price on the same day of the estimate and handle any objections to have a higher closing percentage. And speed is just, in business, it's just about speed. That's it. Everything is speed. Move fast as fuck. So, whether your client communication or anything like that, we move pretty fucking fast. When something goes wrong, we try to solve it as soon as possible. So, what you want to basically do is there's a lot of softwares that you could buy out there, but just because AI is so fucking advanced right now, you can vibe code it yourself. Now, is it the most high leverage activity that you're going to do within your business? Probably not. If you're doing, maybe $10-15 million a year. Well, option two is you just pay a fucking developer over from India, pay them $2,000. It's like gold cash. They already know how to do cloud code, do all this AI bullshit. They're going to vibe code you an estimating app. It might even take less than $2,000 or it might even take $5,000. But I'm going to show you the financial metrics. What you're basically trying to do is you're trying to, there's a lot of softwares out there, they're going to plug in all this shit. Dude, you just want a software that your estimators can have. Literally, they just pull it up and then they input a couple little things and boom, it spits out the price within the fucking 5 minutes after they put in the measurements. That's the software that you want to do, and that's how you get speed to price. And it's not possible with AI. If I were making this video 2 years ago, you'd have to pay a developer maybe like 50, even six figures probably to get the shit done. Now you could probably pay a developer, or you could do it yourself if you have the time. But like I mentioned, is the most highest leverage activity that you can do within your business? Probably fucking not. So that's what you pay a developer, and I'm going to show you the financial. You pay a developer $2,000, hire out someone to build a custom estimating app to build around your company, simple dashboards, photo-based input, auto-calculates, price depending on your guys' margins, done in freaking days. They just build it out, and then you could get even more fancy with it. You could make a custom quote, make a super cool looking design and everything like that using AI, render it out, put in the current pictures and doing and all this shit, and then you make a little presentation custom tailored to the prospect. Dude, you could go insane with it. Like, make it customize a fuck, and the clients will absolutely just love it. So, let's say you implement all of this. Let's say you implement before we even get into any of that, let's say you just implement the speed to price, and because you have more at-bats, you have a 10% increase in your guys' closing rate. So let's say you're taking 100 estimates monthly right now, and you're closing at 25% for cold traffic. This is regardless if you guys put in the retargeting campaign, you guys are probably going to close a lot more versus, 35%. But just for the sake of this video, let's say your close rate increases 10%. So you're taking 100 estimates every single month. Your old close rate before you implemented the strategy is 25%. After you guys implemented the strategy, the closing rate is 35%. An average job ticket is 9.7K. That's an extra 15 extra jobs at a 9.7K average ticket, which equates to around $145,000 and $500 on a monthly basis. In addition, from a $2,000 software investment, and maybe you're spending an extra, 3 to 4K on ads. Is that justified? Maybe you're spending like 6K with the retargeting shit and everything, and it gets your closing rate up to 10%, a little bit higher for your guys' estimator. Is that justified, spending like 7K to pull out 145K? Is that justified? Let's say you guys are operating at a 35% gross margin. Is that justified really? Because you're sub 10% marketing cost. So I urge you to implement the strategy as soon as possible within your guys' business. Because every single day that you guys don't have this set in place, you guys are losing out $145,000 every single month, if not more, if you're taking more monthly estimates. The whole entire goal of the business right now is to get the strategy set in place, execute on it, and that's it. Now, if you don't have a marketing guy or don't have someone actually sophisticated to actually implement all of these things within your guys' business, it's a shameless plug. If you want to work with us or at least see what the system looks like and how we can actually do a financial or a marketing audit on your guys' business, what you can do is, in the description, there's a Calendly that you could book directly with one-on-one with me. And I could do a whole entire audit on your guys' markets, where you guys are located, your guys' top competitors, and where the biggest gaps are on them, what you can do differently to actually implement a new age digital marketing tactic within your guys' business. Book a call with me. And make sure you actually show up. I actually work with pretty serious people on the YouTube organic side. If you're from cold traffic, you come from one of my Facebook ads or anything like that, you could dance around here and there. But if you're coming from straight YouTube and you watch condense all of this video, please make sure you freaking show up, because my times I've had guys pay me a couple $1,000s for an hour of my time. So please don't waste my time. So basically that's pretty much it. If you like the video, like it, subscribe it. Let me know how you think about it. And then we'll get into the next video. And then in this channel, by the way, we're only going to be talking about high-level shit, how to take your ad spend from maybe $500 a day all the way to freaking $5,000 a day, $1,000, $2,000, whatever the hell. We're going to be talking about high-level shit, because nobody in the marketplace right now, especially in home service business, is servicing you guys doing maybe 8 figures, high 7 figures a year in your guys' home service business. There's no value-based content or anything like that on specifically meta ad strategy over on Facebook and Instagram, even on Google. I'll get into that later down the line, but primarily meta right now is what you can make a shit ton of money on over on Facebook and Instagram, because homeowners are over on Facebook and Instagram, guys. They are on there. And Meta, literally, I don't even want to talk about it, but if you just have everything set in place right now over on Facebook, you could make so much fucking money. It is disgusting. So, like I mentioned, we're only talking about high-level shit. If you want to, book in a call, please do so. And then, like I mentioned, another shameless plug, like and subscribe.